Hello everyone and welcome back to the OSRL here. We're here at Monza, Tier 2 action, round 13 of the championship. And we are, as always, joined by Mr. Red Bull Moose. How are you, mate?
Very, very, very well indeed. How are you, mate?
I am feeling like $1,000,000 and I reckon we're going to get another cracker tonight.
Last night
was action-packed. And it's going to be another action-packed race here in Monza.
Action.
Oh, we're not going to do the accents again, are we?
No, because I went back and watched our stream from last week and it was filthy.
It was pretty awful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If for those who weren't here, we were doing accents, which was funny awful.
We do the
funny but awful. The actions, the accents, brother. But speaking of action or actions, it's Tier 2, and it's going to be a very good night of racing. And these are the 20 gentlemen who are going to be contesting it on the Monza circuit, Moose, for the 27 laps.
You are quite right, mate. In the Mercedes AMG Patronus, we have Crazy Kiwi and Brad Tay. In the Red Bull, we have VSL Roscoe and a man who's been promoted to have a full-time Guernsey in that Red Bull team now in 2.5. Of course, he's reserved a few times throughout the season, but he's now officially a full-time driver. In the Alpine, we have Darkness Abyss and Suicide 5. Aston Martin, we have Flourish Expire, tabbed F1. In the Haas tonight, we have Nat Hammer, and he'll be joined by the reserve driver of Risey. Apologies if I've said that wrong, sorry. In the Williams, we have M Stone and the Stig, Alfa Romeo, Mr. Fury Strat, and the reserve driver of Tactical Genius. Let's see if that comes to fruition. In the AlphaTauri here, we have Absolute and Milligains. I'm pretty sure I called Alpine AlphaTauri, so apologies to those boys. In the McLarens, we have Nick Magoo and OSRL Donny, and in the Ferrari, the home race for this Ferrari team, we have Dino, 420 Fam, and Blue Dog. And mate, what will the Trofisi do if one of these boys can stick it on pole and take the chockies tonight?
Mate, they're going to go absolutely nuts in the grandstand if that happens. And Dino, he's never too far away from the action, mate. He could be on. Who knows? Anyone can challenge in this Tier 2. Very competitive. And speaking of competitive, here is the standings. Well, I've said competitive, and then I've just brought up the standings, and Milligains is 100 points in front. So maybe I've just need to bite my tongue a little bit, Moose, because Milligains is absolutely dominating this competition.
Well, yeah, he's more than dominating it. He's absolutely bent them over and said thank you very much. But the battle is for second at the moment, and there's quite a few drivers that if they have a really good weekend, can make some serious inroads. So currently P2 is Mr. Fury Strat. 13 points behind is tabbed F1. Dino 420 Fam, who you mentioned a bit earlier, he's on 167. Kraken there on 166. Nat Hammer there on 157. There's just in that mid sort of top mid battle, it is all to play for.
That it is, mate. And critically, Mr. Kraken there in the Haas has his race ban to serve this evening.
Yeah.
For accumulating too many penalty points across the season. So will we not seeing Kraken tonight? So that's big in terms of that P2 fight, and that's that final captain spot, Moose, which is sort of going to be important as we come towards the end of the season. And speaking of fighting for that second position, Tab, he's been on the rise since he has hit the form running since Portugal. He's been on fine form. But anyone down to really M Stone is still really tightly packed up in that battle. And a couple of races.
Right.
Who knows where it could swing. And with new guys coming in like 2.5, like Miles, he's not racing tonight. But he's in an Alfa Romeo in replacing of Jay Kelly. They will be stealing points potentially from others who need them.
Absolutely, and without pun there, as we do have Absolute on the grid tonight. But looking at the Constructors' Championship, it is Haas not well and truly in front, because they've substantially lost the lead that they had, but they're still very, very comfortable out there by the tune of about 67 points, if my maths is correct, from AlphaTauri there in P2.
Yeah, it's pretty close between the top four. It's about 100 points between them. But the teams further down aren't falling away in the way that they were earlier on. So it's been a bit more even in the last couple of weeks. So the gap hasn't really opened up from the top to the bottom. It's been steady. So
yeah,
still a long ways to go, and teams could claw back a couple of spots in that Constructors' Championship before the end of the season. Obviously, round 13 of the 23 rounds. So, including tonight, mate, there's still 11 races.
Poh. Well, that's wow.
The season's flown past. Honestly, it feels like it's still real round 3.
I didn't think we had that many left.
Yeah, 23 rounds. It's a long season, Moose.
Yeah, it's might be a little bit better for you, someone who's a bit quicker. Well, let's say a lot quicker than I am down there in Tier 3. But you're on the pace in that Tier 1, and it's definitely looking like you're dragging your feet a little bit.
Yeah, dragging my feet. My internet dragging my feet. Who knows? One of the two. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the Tier 2. So here we are. We're into the qualifying session. So, obviously, for those who are new, it is the full qualifying here at the OSRL. As Suicide 5 ventures out onto the circuit in my Alpine team. I am the Alpine captain. So, wishing my lads best of luck tonight. But I've said that every other week, and well, the results haven't quite been there. So maybe I should wish them a really bad night, and they might deliver the results.
Well, it's an Alpine 1-2 tonight. You heard it here first, folks.
Oh, stop it.
But while we're just waiting for Suicide 5 to make his way around, we'll go over some of these track details. We have 27 laps of this 5.7393 kilometre circuit. It's one of the older ones on the calendar. It's been around since pretty much the beginning, mate. And you will do to the tune of about 1,500 kilometres throughout the race.
Yeah, well, when you think F1 and historic tracks, you think Monaco, you think Spa, you think Silverstone, and you think Monza.
Yeah.
They are the 4 pillars of the calendar. And we wish everyone the best of enjoyment of this tonight. And we're hearing it's going to be a wet race again, mate. So
yes.
He's just going to spice things right up.
Was coming around the Parabolica, but he's in the pits.
Well, there you go.
Some setup changes, perhaps.
Oh, he's got a quality ban. That's right. Suicide 5 has a qualifying ban.
So Tabbed will be the next man on track.
Yes, he will. So, Suicide 5 serves his quality ban, and once again, the Kraken is serving a race ban. Once again, a reminder,
the Kraken.
Too many penalty points. The Kraken. But hello to all of the viewers in the chat. Hope you're all going well. Macintosser, good to have you here. And, sup, Mother Zingers. I love that. That's cheeky.
I like that. Mr. Fury Strat has just been let go by Tabbed, and you definitely don't want to be giving the car behind you a slipstream, as we saw through qualifying last night. It's very, very powerful, the tow here. As Mr. Fury Strat just coming around the Parabolica to start his first flying lap, and mate, it's if you don't mind, I will run us through it as it comes.
Go for it, mate.
Rear wing letterbox wide open, as much speed as you can get. Pick that braking point very, very carefully through 1 and into 2. My Italian's no good, mate, so I'll be trying to call the corner names as they are. The Curva Grande as he comes around now, I know that one very, very well indeed. Oh, I'm an idiot. As he brakes nice and late here, very, very smooth. You got to be careful in that corner not to take too much curb, because you will bounce the car through. Another corner here that you got to be very, very careful of is the Lesmo 1 and the Lesmo 2. He navigates those very, very nicely indeed. As we're going to come into the next DRS zone. This is the second DRS zone throughout the lap. As we come into the Ascari chicane, and he's navigated that fairly well, has he? Yeah, he just got a little bit of a twitch there on the exit, and that won't have hampered him too much at all. Not a DRS zone here, probably should be. but we'll take that up with Michael Massey as he rounds the Parabolica for the final time on this lap. Opens that car up nice and wide. Shortest run to the line is the inside. He does a 120.8, mate.
120.8, so that's the benchmark. A relatively tidy lap, a good Q1 lap, a good banker to have on the board there from Mr. Furious Stride, and then Tab immediately goes a little bit faster. Nick Magoo drops in a 121.1, which is still pretty good. 3/10 off the back of the Alfa Romeo. And now who's coming towards Mr. Flourish Spire? Yes, he is. And he sets another 21.1 there in the second of the Aston Martins. And we're going to pick up Osro Donny out there on the medium compounds coming around the Parabolica Moose.
Yeah, that he is. And he's is he on a flying lap? Yes, he is. As he does a 22.6. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that will not be enough to get him through. Yeah,
I don't think it will, mate. But if it's going to be a wet race, or at least the start of the race is going to be wet, maybe thinking if he can save a pair of softs for later in qualifying.
Yeah.
Because he won't have to try and qualify on those mediums during the Q2 session.
Yeah. Could not have said it better myself. As I'm on board here with Blue Dog, who's just got a massive toe down that back straight, and with the DRS coming through the Ascari chicane. And he's on the back straight, and this is looking like a very, very tidy lap from someone that's been a little bit unlucky. If I'm not being biased, he's been very unlucky, the lad, so far this season.
He comes around the final corner at the Parabolica towards the finish line and goes up into P6, a 121.6. So he's probably going to have to find a little bit more time to do improve. Flourish goes another 10th and a half faster, up to a 21 dead. And just goes in behind his mate, Mr. Furious Straight, improved by a couple of tenths there to go up ahead of Tabbed. We'll jump on board with Roscoe, who's just absolutely bouncing over the curbs there. I think he had a spin down at turn number 1, mate, so Roscoe not quite into it at the moment. So we flick back now to Tactical Genius coming towards the finish line. And Tactical Genius on reserve goes up into third provisionally, so good opening lap there from Tactical Genius into the 20s already.
Oh, mate, we've got a petition to get rid of this Red Bull livery. I've said it a few times now, but I am very much not a fan.
I'm right with you, mate.
It is horrible.
It is disgusting. It was cool. It was a nice sentiment for one race, but since then it's been just get off the grid, mate. We don't need this. I've just picked up championship leader, mate, Milligains, so he's just coming out of the Curva Grande towards the Della Roggia chicane, where you've got to be careful of those curves this year. And nicely feeds it through there towards the first of the two Lesmos. Just a light tap of the brakes, roll the car in nicely, get on the power. He's a little bit of a slide there on the exit, pushing the limits. And now exiting the second of the Lesmos. He's going to get a little toe there from the Williams as he comes down under the banking. Up towards the Ascari chicane, 100 metre board, onto the brakes there, down to 5th gear, swing it in, and then just be patient with the throttle through here, use the curbs, and then put the power down as they come under the DHL bridges, down towards the Parabolica, and then at the 50 metre board, just a jab of the brakes, turn the car in, be patient with the throttle, and then shorten the line to the line. And he comes across the line, and he goes up into P4 Milligains. And while I'm saying that, Tactical Genius actually went faster than his teammate.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. And that's a very nice lap from him indeed. And welcome to a better bloke in the chat. We normally tune in with him after our race, but he's in here, the lad.
Dan, how are you, mate? Oh, you sexy man, good to have you in the chat. Here comes Roscoe up into 6th in the Red Bull, in that disgusting Red Bull.
Yes.
Get it off the grid, mate.
For all of those that don't know what we're on about with Better Bloke, we normally raid his stream at the end of the Tier 2 race every single week. So, Better Bloke, not sure if you're not racing tonight, but this is the OSRL. This is Tier 2 coming to you on a Wednesday night. Of our, this is the second tier of our 3 tiers, and this is qualifying 1 at the moment. coming to you from Monza. We are hearing that it will be a completely wet race, and after last night's carnage, mate, in the rain, I am absolutely for a wet race.
Mate, it sure did throw up a great race in T3 last night, and if we get anything like that again, it's going to be action-packed viewing. Here comes M. Stoney out of purple middle sector as he comes towards the line now to finish off his first flying lap, and it's a 20.7. So just a couple tenths back from the P1 from Tactical Genius at the moment.
It's worth mentioning though, mate, that we say last night in Tier 3 was absolute carnage, but it really wasn't. We only saw one safety car throughout that entire race last night, which for the Tier 3 blokes, they've been averaging the maximum of 4 across a race distance. So for us to only have one last night in Tier 3, hats off. Absolutely splendid driving from quite a lot of the boys last night.
I was pleasantly surprised by the fact that we had just the one safety car and only 2 DNFs last night, so it was a good showing from the boys. Hopefully we'll see some absolute brilliant stuff tonight. Yeah. And let's jump on board with, well, Dino. I was going to say Dino, but he's not pushing, mate, so let's find someone out there who's actually pushing. Well, there's someone who's pushing tabbed.
Yeah.
He goes to a 20.2, mate, and I don't think it's going to be long until we see a 19.
OSRL Donny. He's just exited the Ascari chicane. He's on a lap. No, he's on an invalidated lap. My bad.
Scratch that. Maybe M Stone behind. Nope, he's coming into the pits. Yeah,
get rid of those mediums. Chuck on a nice brand new set of those soft compound tyres.
I think 2.5 is pushing here in the Red Bull.
Yeah.
So he's making his first full-time appearance after that seat has been handed over to him from Johnny M4. And he goes up into 5th place on a 120.648 Moose, which is pretty competitive. Great laps from Tabbed and Absolute at the moment, as well as Tactical Genius on reserve.
Absolutely, mate. And 2.5 is really putting forward his case to just show the OSRL higher ups just why he deserved that seat. Currently sitting P5.
I'm jumping on board with the the Haas of the hammer.
Very twitchy, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a little bit of that curb, mate, and you've just got to stay away from them. It is complete luck if you somehow survive or if you get sent into the air like a big yellow trampoline.
Yeah. He looks to be taking it a little bit easy by his lofty standards, does Nat Hammer.
But I think he's on those mediums, and I think he might know that this lap's already done and dusted. To get through on the mediums, you would have to do a near perfect lap.
Yeah.
Just with how close the field is, and the difference between the tyres, it's about a second. The mediums off of the softs.
Oh, he's going to post that lap time, mate, and it's only good enough for 17th, so...
Yeah, there you go.
That's not a good lap at all from him.
To find two spots, he's have to find 4 more tenths, so it's just too close to get through on those mediums, I think. Here comes Brad Tay out of the Ascari chicane, mate, for his first lap of the session.
He's another bloke that's been a little bit unlucky so far this season, but I'm expecting big things here from Brad Tay tonight.
Yeah, put the pressure on him, mate. How is he going to deliver? Well, he's about to deliver the lap time. What's the lap time going to be? And it's enough for 12th at the moment for the Mercedes.
Do you know what? I think
he's going to be pushing on again.
I think a 21.2 will be enough to get you through. So there's a few guys that just need to find an extra tenth there, I think.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, it's going to be Donny, Nat Hammer, Darkness Abyss, and Blue Dog who will be losing, in addition to Suicide 5 with that qualifying ban. But long ways to go. Anything can happen in these remaining 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm running on board with Nick Mingoo, who's just backed out of his lap at turn number 1.
Well, he's probably high enough up the pecking order that it's not really going to affect him too much. As we're seeing yellows through all 3 sectors here. Nat Hammer, the only man on a lap, and he's definitely on a cooldown lap. as he's currently 4 seconds behind. He's actually out of fuel, mate, looking at that. So he's going to need a very quick turnaround if he's to get an optimal warm-up lap for a set of soft tyres.
He should be okay. You don't... The warm-up laps here, or the out lap, it's not a slow one. It's quite a high-speed one, because it is quite hard to warm the tyres here, just being that there's not exactly any high-speed corners where you put lots of load through the tyre. As Brad Tay goes up into 11th there, mate, finds a couple more tenths.
Yeah, I'm on board with OSRL Donny, who's just done a purple first sector. He's coming into the first of the Lesmos right now.
So coming through the second Lesmo, just watching Milligains. He's coming into the pit lane, mate. So we'll go back to Donny now, as he comes towards Ascari. And Fury goes faster.
Good lap.
20.1. That's on 3-lap-old softs as well, mate. So the tyre wear isn't too high here. It's more it's not low, but
there was quite a lot of guys last night that got 22 laps out of a set of inters. So
I think they tried to get it all the way.
Yeah.
Or were trying to, but I think a couple of them just hit a lap before that safety car, mate. That could have cost them.
Yeah.
And some stayed on the softs. So some went as Donny only 17th on that lap.
Yeah. Ty-Star in the chat. Do we know the forecast? Yes, we're hearing rain for the race. Not sure if it'll be inters or full wets, but we're definitely hearing that it'll be a bit of weather for
It's going to be a rain-affected race, Moose. The intensity of the rain, we are not sure, but there is going to be moisture on the circuit.
So moist. about as moist as my mouth was when I heard that the dinner roll subs were back at the Colonel, mate.
Oh, zing on, mate. Zing on.
Zing on. That made me a bit moist.
Mate, I was zing a stacker yesterday. It was naughty.
Oh, I love it when you talk dirty.
Alrighty, here comes Darkness Abyss through to the line and up into 8th for Darkness Abyss there, up to 20.9. Will that be enough? Moose, you say you reckon it is, but we shall wait and see.
Well, it's worth mentioning, mate, the biggest casualty in that bottom 5 at the moment, Nat Hammer. He's a huge name to be in that bottom 5 as he's just coming around the final corner now, and he will try his hardest to get himself out of that bottom 5 with 1 lap here. Yeah,
well, he's got 1 lap to do it on the softs. His previous best was set on that medium compound, mate, so we'll see if he can do it. Dino, he's coming into the pit lane, mate, so he will not be improving on his current time. I think his teammate Blue Dog is going to be the same down there at 16.
Around Roscoe.
Milligains has crashed.
Is it Milligains or Roscoe?
Milligains and Ascari, mate.
Oh,
championship leader has crashed in Q1.
That's
so on board with the stick here, and the car's gone already. So he's died on the outside of Ascari on the right-hand side. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it, but that's a big loss here.
I'll tell you what is going to be a big loss as well is the fact that Nat Hammer has got a heap of traffic in front of him.
This is a nightmare.
Is really going to hamper him here.
Well, he's coming. He's got his teammate reserving right in front of him, just giving him all that dirty air.
Yeah. And,
there's crazy Kiwis.
Wow, crazy Kiwi. And tell you what, this is actually a very, very nice tow from the Haas boys. I thought that Nat Hammer was just going to get held up a little bit, but
he's just going to lose that time through the parabolica, mate. He's going to have to wait with the throttle a little bit longer.
Oh, and he's out.
There you go. He's out. He's been. That cost him. He got so much dirty air on the second half of that lap. He's going to be spewing Nat Hammer out in Q1.
That is a huge casualty here in Q1.
That is the risk of doing mediums early, mate, and you leave the softs too late. That is a big loss there to have Nat Hammer out. But that's qualifying 1 over, mate. So we lose Suicide 5, Donny, Nat Hammer, Crazy Kiwi, and Blue Dog. So
and by association, we'll lose Milligains as well because he crashed out.
He will start 15th, mate.
Whoa, that is
That is a big Q1.
That is two massive exits in Q1.
You're not wrong, mate. They are big losses. As well as Donny, mate. He's been in the top 10, or poking around the top 10 most weeks, so not a good night from Donny here.
No.
He's had a couple of weeks off due to work and commitments, so maybe just trying to get back into the groove of the game.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, this well and truly opens the door for a driver like Tabbed, who's trying to make as many inroads in this Drivers' Championship as he can. He has got... It's his to lose, it really is, in this Q2 and Q3 sessions.
Yeah. And Tab looks like he has the pace, so does Fury, so does Absolutes, so many of these guys, you just don't know. The lap times were set at different points of the session. Someone like Dino down there in 11th, I'm sure he's got more pace than that lap. It's a matter of hooking it up.
I'm wrong there, mate, but I think Dino's best time might have been on the medium.
It's showing softs for me. Let me have a look here. No, it was on the soft tyre.
Fair enough. I'll go back into my little hole.
Yeah, that's good. You do that. Oh boy. But two massive losses, mate, in Nat Hammer and Milligains.
Yeah.
It's going to open the door for Tab. For
well,
Fury
it's not only going to do that, it's going to put both of those gentlemen right into the
chaos of turn one.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but you've said it for me. It is more than chaos.
Well, we didn't even get to the Retafilio chicane last night before we had a virtual safety car. So hopefully we can at least make it down to the first corner at the Retafilio before we see it kicking off. But it is Monza, and it's going to be... I'm hearing it's going to be full wet conditions, mate. So the full extreme tyre to start this race, which is just going to... The visibility is going to be terrible down to turn one.
I'm going to call... that someone dies at turn one.
I might have to get the prediction going, mate.
Yeah.
So I'll get the prediction going.
Will someone be deceased at the end of turn one?
Yeah. So are we saying will someone DNF at the first corner, or will there be a safety car at the first corner?
DNF.
Turn one DNF. Lap 1. And we'll give them half an hour to put your points down. Got it.
Well, it's not going to be that long. We got 15.
Oh, well, 15 plus 12 plus formation lap.
Oh yeah.
Plus time in between. Plus the time, when it hits double zero, people are still doing laps. So I reckon we've got 30 minutes in our pocket.
Wow. All right, I'm going to get on this.
One thing of note, mate. Have certain drivers have gone to the wet setup, mate, but it's cost them in qualifying. That is definitely
that's
a possibility.
That's a definite possibility.
Well,
I am going to go all out here. I'm going to bet some serious points.
Serious cash. I love it. Here comes the Stig. The DRS is open. And he breaks towards the Retafilio, takes a little bit too much curb. That's going to cost him on the exit as he went in deep. And then gets the power down as climbs back up the gears through the Curva Grande now, where we saw many incidents in the past. And we saw some last night as well. And now towards the Della Roggia chicane.
do you know what?
I through there very nice.
I just saw one of the grandstands in the background of that shot. There was not a single Italian flag.
They're waiting for the Ferraris to come around, mate.
Yeah.
All the AlphaTauris. That's an Italian team.
Sorry?
All the AlphaTauris, because they're based in Italy as well. A little Italian team. The Scuderia AlphaTauri Honda.
Mi bello.
Let's not do accents again. Yeah, towards the Parabolica comes the Stig.
It didn't end well last time.
No, it didn't. We went a little bit too far down the rabbit hole, I think.
But I'll tell you what, we had fun doing it.
Oh, yes, we did, Moosey. He sets a 121.2, Mr. Stig.
We could do this one in Italian, but there'd be no words because it's all hand movement. So
yeah, I need to get my my face cam going so they can see the hand expressions.
That's right. It's yeah, just how many times we can move our wrist in one sentence.
God, there's about 300 cars coming across the line at once.
Not entirely sure we've got 300 left, mate.
Figure of speech, buddy.
Yeah, fair enough.
These guys aren't improving on what they said in Q1. Tactical just did, but Furian's tabbed and not quite matching their pace of earlier on in the qualifying.
I'll tell you what, Tactical Genius, he looks pretty rapid, doesn't he, for a reserve?
He looks good. He actually won out in Canada on reserve, mate, on his debut in the OS12. So he has got pace. What are we reckoning for this? I'm going to do a prediction here, mate. How much should I do? 5,000? Cheeky 5,000?
How do I see the thing?
I think you have to click on the little bubble, and then it will be like a...
Did you go with the yeses?
I went with the yeses, mate.
Oh, the Stig's around. Stig's around and just keeps it out of the wall.
Monza chicane things at the Retifilio. As he's just facing the wrong way, and as Risey comes through...
I'll tell you what, mate,
he's not having a good time in that gravel pit. He's stuck.
Yeah.
Where's his step bro? Need some help. Was that a little bit too far?
little bit too far. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that would have got that, but
I'm all. Oh no, mate.
We'll see how.
There's some filthy individuals in this chat.
Very dirty. Very dirty indeed.
Oh yes, sir. All right, here comes Darkness again, and he goes into 10th on those medium compound, but. Once again, I'm going to say it again. They're going to need the softs. Yeah.
Especially if it is a confirmed wet race. Like, I don't even know why the mediums are featuring here.
Joey F with a tier 1 sub. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Joey
Welcome in. Your man Milligame's crashed in Q1, mate, so we won't be seeing him until we go to the lights out. But... Roscoe looks like he's much more on the pace in this session, mate.
Yeah, that's it. We're hearing from Nat Hammer that Stepro help. I put on the wet setup. You can take wet setup any way you like.
Let's just cut to the
we better cut to M Stone, who's coming around the final bend. Oh dear, he's just coming across the line now and puts himself into P5 provisionally with a 120.8.
Here comes Dino. He's invalidated it, so it's not going to count. And Darkness is just on in lap, and we'll go to 2.5, who's about to kick off his first lap time of the session, mate. So we're right on board with the Red Bull here for the full 5.7 kilometres of the Monza circuit. And we've had a few followers tonight, so Thib, A Better Bloke, Aguilar, Brazy, TJS F1, and Badass Mr. Kelly. Thank you all for the follows. We do appreciate it. And
2.5's back
out of it already.
Yeah. Dino is on a lap though. I feel like we should get a camera set up and you and I have to do dances like A Better Bloke does every time we get a subscription.
That could be
dangerous.
Jinx, you owe me a beer. Hashtag Ask Daisy, does doing the Raymond count as a turn 1 lap 1? Well, did he DNF?
No.
No, so it doesn't count.
Oh, did he DNF? He might have DNF'd.
No, he was in the race the entire... He didn't DNF. He crossed the line. He was like one of the first to put on slicks, and he was going backwards.
Yeah.
Dino into the top 10 of those mediums.
Only 9th though, and I don't think that'll be good enough for him to get through.
Nor do I, mate. Let's pick up the Red Bull again as he goes for it again. And let's see if he can back out again, or if he's going to set the lap time on this circuit. Greatest tour of the circuit.
That was at America a couple of years ago, wasn't it? How the guy was just found the microphone 18? And was going.
That was great. That's one of the great memes of F1 since I've been watching.
Yeah. That was back when they sounded like a rusty old lawnmower. They've come a little.
They sound a lot better now. Compared to where they started with the V6 turbo hybrid.
It's still not a V12, mate.
I don't think we're ever going to have V12 levels of screaming.
Never, ever going to have anything like that ever again.
The only time we're going to have that on the circuit is when one actually comes for a run.
Yeah. I'd be more than okay with a proper Formula E style championship though. I get right into Formula E.
It's a bit finicky, but the racing is entertaining.
And 2-5's back down again. He's in the box.
He is, mate. So we flick back to Brad Tate, who's coming around the final corner.
He's in the box. In the box. Yes, he's in the box.
Brad Tate's in the top 10. In the top 10. In the top 10.
In the top 10.
All night long. Oh yeah.
We've got special comment here from Ty-Star. Vroom. So our viewers at home getting into it as well.
On board with tabbed.
Oh dear. We're idiots.
Oh.
When a Haas engine blows up, it sounds like a sick dog. Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's a fair call. And we're seeing yellow flags for someone. Brad Tay.
Mofo asks if we're feeling okay. I don't think so.
I'm more than okay. I
think we're a little bit too okay.
Yeah. Got the brewski on the go. We're very, very happy indeed. By brewski,
a little bit of liquid. Nah, a little bit of liquid before the moisture of the race.
By brewski, I mean I got a can of Coke in front of me.
It is a drink, to be fair.
Well, yeah, drink responsibly. Drive and
Don't
survive,
drink and drive.
and 0-0 and all that overrated
Stop, rest,
crap.
survive, alive, whatever it's called.
As Fury Strat goes to P6 with a 120.9. Nick Magoo improves to go 10th overall with a 21.2. And how do I say it?
Risey.
Is that like Jay-Z? Is he Jay-Z's Australian cousin, or?
Does he hang out with Cursor on the weekend?
Seriously though, if you can hear it, tell us what Beyonce is really like.
Joey F saying we're having a mid-season crisis. He's not wrong.
She tried to get me on the telephone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Someone send help.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll go on board with Risey here. As he's coming down towards the Parabolica. And they're not going to be going anywhere near as fast in the race moves in the full wet conditions.
Did I sound like the Cookie Monster there?
Maybe. We'll have to watch it
Ty-Star
back.
in the chat saying I sounded like a cookie monster. And, mate, judging by the... judging by the...
Good lap from Nick Magoo.
Yeah, absolutely. Judging by the size of me, I am a bit of a cookie monster. Let's be fair.
Oh, mate, there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with cookies. As Dino 420 fam, we'll get back to business here. Dino 420 fam is 4 tenths up as he's coming into the Escari chicane. He's nearly a second up, mate. He's 8 tenths, which is going to well and truly elevate him up the order. He runs very, very wide. How does he not invalidate there? Wowee. Get a little bit of lap traffic here from M Stone. Just probably wouldn't have done him a heap of favours.
I think Stoney's hanging out for a tow.
Yeah. And,
yes, he is.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Dino goes fastest.
Dino goes top of the timesheets, a 20.3, if you do not mind.
Look at this tow for M Stone. Thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Flourish goes up into 9th, mate. Here comes Risey. And I don't think he was improving on this lap. No, he wasn't. So he's going to go again. Next one across the line is the Stig to start a flying lap. And have these two gotten into trouble out of the final corner together? The Alfa Romeo and the Alpine? Darkness is just stopping on the circuit.
Yeah.
Strange. Well, he crosses the line.
Dino 420 really giving M Stone a nice tow if he moves out of the way, and he does. So one rival helping another there. Wow, that's I haven't seen that between those two before.
I think they are mates. 2-5 comes to the pit lane, so he is not going to set another lap time. He is out. We'll flick back to M Stone coming around the final corner. And as you were saying, got a big slipstream from the Ferrari. And he goes, well, he stays 8th, only marginally improved on that time around. Flourish expires coming around the final corner. And he's going to finish this lap off. Will it be an improvement? He might need it. He goes up into 5th, mate. That's a lot of time to find in that final sector.
Isn't it? Stig's a couple of tenths down, so Stig's not improving, and neither is Risey. So, can they find something in the final sector? Risey does not find anything, unfortunately for the lad, and the Stig finds a little bit, but not good enough. And that is Q2 done and done, mate. We will lose 2-5. Risey, someone else,
Darkness
and the Stig. Yeah. It got away from me
as well as Milligains, if you remember, mate, who starts 15th.
I do.
But yeah, 2-5 just couldn't get it hooked up in that session.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get it. Risey just didn't quite have the legs, and then look how close it is, really, between 12 to 1, 3/4 of a second.
Yeah.
Every 10th counts. But that final flying lap from Flourish Expire that lifted him up into 5th, mate. He was a 10th down at the second sector. He found 4 tenths in the final sector to improve by 3 tenths.
Yeah, he's done himself a massive justice there as he's got through into Q3. So well done by the lad.
Yeah, well, Dino 420 fam, who set the fastest lap time of the session, did a 27.1 in the final sector. Flourish did a 27.0. So that's how good that final sector was. No toe, no nothing. Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Well done to him.
Yeah.
Hashtag Ask Daisy, hashtag Ask Moose. Ask us your questions, we'd love to answer them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything he has like? The challenge. He has a challenge for my overtake of the season. Well, I had it last season. I have a good bid for this year as well.
Did Ty-Star overtake someone last night? He couldn't do it the week before.
I think he overtook 2 people, so I think he's getting a little bit excited. Oh, Ty-Star?
He couldn't overtake the week before, could you, Ty-Star?
He couldn't do it at Sandboard, could he? He couldn't do it for that podium. And I think there's still a little bit of salt detected in the air, mate.
Yeah. Just never mind ordering extra salt on those chips, mate. You're
he's
salty.
He's been to our Salt Bay's restaurant, mate, and he's had a steak.
Mate, have you seen how good that restaurant is?
Oh, he has them all over the world, those restaurants.
But like
But
he
apparently
has
they're awesome.
like 24 karat gold steaks. Who would order that?
Yeah. Someone with money, Moose. And that's definitely not me.
No, I don't have enough of it, so I have enough of it to order my Zinger burger every now and then, and that is it.
Do you really need a 24 karat gold steak when you can just get a Zinger box?
That's the point I'm making. You don't need it. What's it going to do differently in your stomach? That's exactly right.
Is it going to turn your insides gold or something? There's got to be some sort of science behind this.
Yeah.
24 karat Zinger box.
Oh,
now you're talking.
Macintosser.
Now you're talking my language.
Macintosser. I'd pay for that.
I wouldn't mind like a little chain with a Zinger box on it.
Oh.
Wear that when I go out.
You can get them with Wicked Wings on them. So.
Yeah, but I want the Zinger box.
Why couldn't you make one? Anyway, enough of that. M Stone is coming down the main straight on his first flying lap of the session into the Delarogial chicane, if I've said that right, mate.
Yeah, that's the second chicane, mate. That's the retrofilio you're at, mate. You tried.
Oh, I tried hard. The curve of Grandy and... Yeah, alright. Enough. Now he's at the Delarogia.
Yes, he is now, mate. Oh, that's wide.
It is a little bit wide. We saw old Maxi Verstappen go a little bit wide there, and it didn't hamper him too much. So I have faith in M-Stone to be just as good, if not better, than Max Verstappen. And we'll talk the lad up a little bit more. But it's not looking like a horrible lap here for the first run in Q3, mate.
He's coming through the third sector now. It just looks a little bit conservative, I say that, and he just absolutely runs completely off the circuit, mate. So that's his lap time invalidated. So we flick back to the Aston Martin of tabbed F1, who's in that Aston Martin Cognizant F1 team car.
Yes. M-Stone invalidated.
Yes, he did. Tabbed coming to the line, and it's a 21.0. Well, we've seen him in the low 20s, so that's not a good lap time.
Oh,
for
wow.
him.
Dino, a 20.8. Absolute,
20.8,
a 20.3.
Wait for the next one. A 21.5 from Fury. What's Tactical got? 21.4. Oh, sorry, 20.4. Nick Magoo coming to the pit lane. We go back to Roscoe coming around the Parabolica.
Nick Magoo going very, very slowly. He's in the pit lane.
Fourth for Roscoe, 20.9. What can the second Aston Martin accomplish on the first run?
Yarp.
It is P4, 20.8 for Flourish. And Bradtay had a spin out there, so he's coming to the pit lane.
Yes, he did, mate. So that'll just leave M Stone on a hot lap at the minute. And that'll be round one just about done and dusted here for Q3, mate.
That's it, mate. So he's coming down. He's gotten past where he invalidated it last time. He sort of got the first part of a scurry wrong, and it just puts you out of place for the exit if you try and carry the speed. But he's going to set this lap time, and it's going to be a 1:20.5 up into P3 for the Williams. And I suspect he'll have a little bit more pace than that, seeing as it was his second lap.
Yeah.
Dino goes second at 0.4, Absolute a 0.1. Up into first. Good lap time there from Absolute. And that's the first run done and dusted, mate.
Yes. Flourish Expire's gone for another flying lap here, and he's actually improving. He's about 0.3 up on his best time.
Here he comes. He fueled the car for a couple of laps, you can tell. And bang, up
improves
into P5.
but stays fifth.
Yes, he does, but 0.2 is a lot of time in something like this.
Yeah.
Kraken saying rain to fall in the next couple of minutes. It's his blue skies.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like,
What?
Kraken, are you alright? Do we need to
Kraken,
call
do you
someone
need your
for
glasses, mate? Have you missed? What is that?
What is what? What do you?
Oh
what
my
do
god, Nick Magoo just went
Oh
down
yes, I
the
did see
middle
that.
of
He
two
split the
cars.
middle. Yeah.
I mean, he's not on a lap, but Jesus.
He's on an oot lap.
It's a little bit too close for comfort, I would say.
I like comfy things.
Lozano,
Hang on,
Italiano.
does
Thank you for
the
follow.
just out of curiosity, does the side mirrors have the on the McLaren, the side mirrors, like the reflective mirrors? Does it
Yeah.
say bitch?
No. It's BITCI.
Nah, that's bitch.
Nah, mate. I think you need your eyes checked too, mate.
Oh, what do you mean? I am on board with that, and that says the female equivalent of a dog.
No, it does not.
Oh, he's airborne. I believe I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky. Oh, yes.
Oh dear.
Nick Magoo flying here in Monza, literally.
Literally.
Literally, bruv. Literally.
I'm trying to think of another flying song, but I got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing, bruv. Macintosa. Oh, you naughty man. Alright, who shall we watch? Let's watch Tab F1, mate.
Yeah, sure. Tabbed F1.
Through the Resifilio. That was a nice little line through there. Didn't leave too much on the card through there. And
No.
he is fly away through the Curva Grande. Is he going to go airborne down here at the Della Roggia chicane? He's half a second up already, mate.
No
And he gets it
airborne.
through there. He had a little
No
hesitation
airborne.
with the wheel, but he got it through there. And through Lesmo 1, glides it up through there, running it nice and wide onto that AstroTurf. And he's going to do the same here through Lesmo 2, taking all of that inside green. And not actually, didn't go onto the AstroTurf, playing it safe. And then under the banking. And he's found another 10th in that second sector. And it's an invalidation.
invalidates.
And he just turned it in a little bit too early. That would have been... he was on for a good lap time there, was tabbed F1, but he's invalidated it. So guess what? It doesn't matter. Nick Magoo now. Is he going to... Tab's going to be careful here. Oh, no. That's a bit dodgy. You could just see the understeer on the McLaren.
Wow.
He's going to be fuming, mate. He goes up into 6th, but that's cost him a genuine 10th. At least.
At least.
That's a good 2 tenths, I'd say. Nick Magoo will not be happy with Tab there. That is, that's borderline. Here comes Tactical, mate. And it goes back onto pole. We're into the 19s. 19.9 from the man there. Flourish Expire. He sets off on his lap time. Absolute's doing the same. M Stone's doing what Sebastian Vettel did in the race. Down at turn number 1. Just destroying Styrofoam.
Oh.
Styrofoam board. Here comes Fury. And it's only a 20.6 for Fury. It's enough for 5th at the moment. So we go back now to Dino, who's been on the cards of pole position throughout the first 2 parts of quali. He's got the pace. Can he deliver it? That's the most important part. And he's half a second down in the middle sector.
Yeah. It's it is starting to get a little bit darker. I can't remember who said it was going to rain, but
it's cracking.
The Kraken.
I don't know if it's going to rain, but it's getting dark.
It's we're definitely going to get through this qualifying session before the rain, but it is the track temperatures will be changing drastically because of this. So I think Tactical Genius has done his namesake and been an absolute tactical genius, and pulled that lap time out right at the correct time. Oh, Dino! Dino nearly goes round, and that's his entire lap. He's going to be now compromised. And
he might get another lap if he has the fuel.
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Absolute setting off on another flyer. So is Brad Tay. What about Fury behind? Is he pushing? Yes, he is, mate. He's 3.5 tenths up. Can he find more time in this final sector? Fury. He goes up into third, finds 4 tenths at the end. And that's going to be his qualifying over, mate. That's his last flying lap. We turn our eyes now to the Japanese Honda, who has backed off, and he's going to go for another lap. So it's Dino and Nick Magoo coming next. Dino's invalidated it. Nick Magoo not finding time for the first part of the lap, but this is where he lost the time in this third sector, Moose.
Yeah, I'm a little bit further back than you. Tabbed F1. He's half a second up in the first sector. He's carried about the same through the second sector, so expect him to shoot up the timing board in a big way here, mate. He could possibly go onto the second row here, I think.
All right, Nick Magoo stays 7th. We go back towards Tabbed now. Can he set that lap time that he needs to start on the first row or two? We've hit 00, and he does go into the front row, mate.
Very, very nice lap there. And
6. Flourish Expire stays in 7th. What about Absolute? Can he get pole position? No, he can't. Only just improves. And only just stays behind Tabbed. Brad Tay stays 10th. The rain is falling now, mate.
No, I've still got sun in Sector 2, mate. I'm on board with VSR Roscoe, and he's still got a bit of sun in his eyes.
Raining.
Where? If you say Italy,
at Parablocca, mate, it is raining.
Yeah, there you go.
Here comes Roscoe. Can he improve? Yes, he can, but stays 9th, and that's quali done and dusted, my friend. A tactical genius on reserve, on pole position from Tabbed F1 on the first row. We are all set for a spicy race here, Moose, for the 27 laps of Monza.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. And I for one, am absolutely pumped and cannot wait for this race.
Oh, Tystyle's just pumping me up, mate. But back to the formation lap.
He said that he can't see him. I can't see him either, mate. You're tripping balls. Back in a tick.
Moose, mate. We're
Yeah.
almost set to go. And look at the track. It is moist.
It's moist, but it's not an absolute flood. So I think the intermediate tyres will be the way to go here.
I think so, mate. It doesn't look awfully wet.
No.
The predictions are locked in, mate. So just a reminder to everyone, it is 70% saying we will not have a lap 1, turn 1 DNF. 30% saying yes.
I got a lot of points on that.
I've got 5k on the yes.
I got a little more than triple you, so don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Lots of points. Alrighty, mate.
Can confirm all drivers on the Inter.
Yes, they are, mate. I'll take us through the grid because it's going to be your hands for the lights out.
Oh, we're deep into one already.
Well, you might as well use a formation lap to get some sort of a cider for what's going to be lap 1. But
Yeah.
Tactical Genius is on the pole position ahead of Tabbed F1 and then Absolute, the top 3 here. And then Mr. Furious Strat is in 4th and Dino 420 Fam in 5th. Joining him on the 3rd row is M Stone in the Williams. And then a great qualifying from Flourish Expire there in 7th. And then it's going to be Nick Magoo joining him on that 4th row. Coming at the bottom of the top 10, it is VSL Roscoe Arm in the Red Bull ahead of Brad Tate in the Mercedes. And then kicking off the second half of the grid, it is the Stig for the Williams. And who was that? That was Brad Tate having a little bit of a half spin on the formation lap. Getting a feel for things. Darkness Abyss, a 6th row with the Williams. Risey on reserve is coming out of 13th, and he'll be joined by 2-5, our latest full-time driver, replacing Johnny M4 in that Red Bull. Championship leader Milligains, mate, his worst qualifying of the season. He's going to start 15th, and he's going to have a long 27 laps ahead of him to claw back some points. It's then the Blue Dog for Mercedes joining him on that 8th row. Then on the 9th row, it is Crazy Kiwi and Nat Hammer, another big loss. He went with the wet setup, mate. Will it pay dividends for him here? We'll wait and see. And then on the final row of the grid, it is OSRL Donny and Suicide 5 who served that qualifying ban. We are set for 27 laps of action. What do we think is going to happen, Moose?
Action. Action aplenty, mate.
Just action, mate.
Yes.
Well, a tab's just crashed, mate, at the end of the formation lap.
That's not promising.
That's not going to fill you with confidence going down towards the Retifilio for the first time.
It's not promising.
Well.
We're hearing a few guys in the chat asking what happened to Milligains. He crashed out, mate, in Q1. Unfortunately for the lad, so that is his worst ever qualifying result. So we're just about ready to get set here.
Yes, we are. So they're coming on to the grid, Moose, and it's all in your hands as we go towards the 5 lights out, and we'll be racing in Monza.
Thank you, sir. So this is OSRL. This is Tier 2 coming to you on this Wednesday night. We have 1 light. We have 5. And it is lights out. We're underway. A very nice start there from a Red Bull. He's on the grass, though, a bit further back. Very, very easy. Oh, for the background. Whoa. They're not going anywhere. Massive carnage in the background.
Surely.
We have 3 drivers out. An absolutely carnage. Carnage in the backfield as we've lost 3 drivers and I've lost 16,000 points.
Wow. That was massive moves.
Roscoe's got no front wing. Flourish Expire's got no front wing. Milligains has got no front wing. I can't see Suicide 5 with much of a front wing. What was that? That was absolute chaos, mate.
I think a couple people got really bad starts, a couple people got really good starts, and it just got... Someone went off and took someone with them, and then there was all sorts of chaos as they tried to split the difference, as they tried to get around the carnage. Yeah, so Roscoe's got no front wing. There's no front wing on Flourish Expire's car.
Oh, tell you what, mate. the thingo said it had to be at turn 1. That crash wasn't at turn 1. Give me my points.
It's already been paid out to the yes, mate. So it's done and dusted, mate.
What do you mean? It wasn't at turn 1.
Mate, that counts as turn 1.
Protest.
Mate, what are you gonna do about it? You'll do fucking nothing.
I'll do absolutely nothing.
The double champ was what the fuck you want, Smith.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who are these guys in the chat thinking tell me what to do for the predictions?
Well, we've got a couple of penalties. Why have we got penalties?
If a contact under the safety car.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
They'll get served in the pit stops here. I think that's why Kiwi's coming in. He's getting a wing change too. Flourish wing change, and Roscoe Arm's going to get a wing change as well. And then we obviously lost Darkness Abyss, Risey, and Fury Strat already.
Yeah, it's not good.
I wish I had a replay function so we could go back and watch that.
What do you mean? Just we can watch it after the stream.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to look into I can get it so you can do a replay. So then on the stream we can do a replay.
You dirty bastard.
Which would be pretty naughty.
You dirty bastard. Well, there you go. Wow. I actually have no words at what happened there at turn 1.
I might be able to get a bootleg replay here on the stream.
Oh. Well, yeah. Well, mate, bootleg the hell out of it.
Yeah, mate, I'll do it. Alright, here it is.
Oh.
You won't be able to see it, I'll be able to see it. So, here we go. We're lined up on the grid. And
you
the
see it on
lights
the
are coming
stream
on
or
here.
no?
You can see it on the stream, mate.
Oh,
So-
mate.
We can go to lights out and... Alright, so Flourish went absolutely nowhere. Rebel went onto the grass. Some of them pushed into the wall, and Alpha Tauri with Milligains collected him. Fury just went into the wall on his own. I'm not sure how Risey ended up in death, and all of them went deep into the first corner. A chaotic start here at Monza.
Wow. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I tell you what, mate, you deserve a raise with that replay.
Yeah, mate, we'll have to,
that has to come out a bit more often.
Yeah, I'll get that, we might have to get that a bit smoothed out for next week, Moose. It could be a little bit cheeky as we're in Russia next week. But we're on lap 3 here, mate. We'll bring up the position changes.
Mate, no one sees anything in Russia. That's Russian law. If someone dives into the side of someone, no one saw anything.
So, Tab leads from Tactical now. Dino's up a couple of spots, so is M-Stone. Absolute's dropped a couple off of the line. Nick Magoo, Brad Tay, the Stig there have all shuffled up. They've all shuffled up, mate, down to Flourish Expire and Roscoe Arm. And then obviously the 3 who have DNF'd have been the biggest losers out of it.
Yeah.
As well as Flourish and Roscoe, who came out of the top 10.
Exactly right.
We should we should be back racing at the end of this lap, Moose.
Well, you'd think so.
Bit of common sense.
Normally, the lights are off at this point.
You know,
I think we're going to go around one more time.
Tab's almost just actually crashed under the safety car, mate. I've caught that out of the corner of my eye.
He's leading the field, mate.
Safety car in. Late call.
Wow!
Late call. Late
Wow!
call, mate.
Late call. Wow!
Well, he's not going to have much time to break away. There he goes.
I'll tell you what, he's
restart
gone.
from Dino.
Yeah, Dino was right on it. But he's got M-Stone behind him, and he's got who's that tactical
wide,
genius.
Please.
And they're going to go at least 2 wide, mate. Dino on the brakes! And he gets the move done into turn 2, but he's going to be fought back by Tactical Genius here a little bit. M-Stone interested also, but Dino just pulling away from Tactical Genius, and M-Stone all over the back now of Tactical Genius, as aforementioned. But, mate, as it happens, nothing doing, and these four have got away from the rest of the field by a little bit.
Someone's deep from the Stig.
Someone's gone very deep, the Stig.
It's just going to be careful on the rejoin. Navigates that nicely.
Yeah.
In the background, Nuthammer's trying to get past Donny, who have both forward. They've been very profitable out of that first lap. Carnage! As Donny's pushed onto the grass a little bit by the Mercedes. And now Nuthammer's going to try and capitalise on the run to Ascari.
Oh, please don't die, lads.
Oh, Milligains, that's ambitious.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at Donny through a scar. Oh, they all get checked up.
Contact between Milligains and Nuthammer.
That's damage to Milligains' front wing.
And I think it might even be damage to the rear wing of Nuthammer. So we did mention that these two gentlemen were right in the thick of it. As opposed to where they normally are. Stig understeering like
look at the understeer.
Stig very much understeering as well. So has he got a bit of trouble? Oh! Milligains into the wall! Milligains is out!
What are you doing, Milligains?
And a little bit further up, Suicide 5, is it? No. It's, so geez, someone was facing the wrong way. It is VSR Roscoe. Oh, carnage.
What was Milligains thinking?
And we have another safety car, mate. And Junior Sando asking you to bring in the replay again.
The replay again?
Oh, this replay is going to become a real thing now.
I'm going to have to... Alright, mate. I'll get it going, mate. Hold on.
Oh, my.
We'll get the replay going again.
My, oh my.
Alrighty. So, we get the replay going. It's not the perfect replay, but it's better than nothing. So, on board with Nat Hammer, he's side by side with Donny down towards Ascari. And Donny outbrakes him, and then Milligains goes up the inside of the Ferrari in the background. And then Donny checks up, which checks up Nat Hammer, which checks up the rest of them. Milligains went into the back of him. And then as we come down towards Parabolica, there's damage on the front wing of that Alpha Tauri, who goes in a little bit deep and just understeers. They're all going past him. You can just see the grip that they have. And he's trying to get to the pit lane, mate, but cars are kept flying past him. There's contact, and then he just turns in front of the Red Bull. You can't be doing that, lad.
Yeah, it's
and then he goes into the wall. You've got to be on the right-hand side. You can't just cut across people. He could be in trouble for that.
Yeah. And he took Suicide 5 and VSR Roscoe with him, unfortunately, so...
yes, he did.
He could be in a bit of strife, let's be fair.
I don't want to speculate. We leave that for the stewards, but yeah, big trouble. Big trouble. Oh boy.
It's a little bit on the clearer side of controversial. But in the words of Ray Chamberlain, play on. You still there, mate?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, you just gone quiet.
Yeah. I was just looking at something because I'm going to try... if we get another bit of chaos, I might try the replay function a little bit differently.
Yeah. Oh, there's a couple of cars going very, very slowly through... Oh, no. Maybe nothing doing. Don't mind me, mate.
Yeah, I'm not going to mind you, mate. I'm just going to let you do your thing.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. We can turn our eyes to the chat for a little bit. Go on, Gunya, thanks for the follow, mate. Well, it's been chaos for... Well, we haven't really got a racing lap. We got the best part of one lap before Milligains brought out that second safety car.
Just we do have half an eye on the chat as we always do. So if you have questions for us, use the hashtag AskMoosey or the hashtag AskDeezy. There will be no Crofty here today.
We're not that bad.
Nah. What do you mean? We're 100 times better than Ask Crofty.
Yeah, mate. I'm all about Alex Jakes. He's the future of F1.
Yeah.
Get Crofty. I rate Brundle, but we need to replace Crofty. He's making far too many mistakes at this point. And I make just as many, but guess what? I don't get paid thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this. I volunteer my time, so...
Well...
Lockie Muir, thanks for following. Appreciate it. Yes, you do, mate. Very generously, I must say. Hashtag AskDeezy, Tier 3 get it graded... Oh, sorry, greater than Tier 2. Well, yeah, we had one safety car last night, and well, we've had 2 already in 7 laps, so...
Yeah.
That is clear evidence that Tier 3 is better than Tier 2. Indisputable.
Now the hashtag AskDeezy, when are we getting a grid walk? I like that. That's actually not a bad idea. We've done the accents last week. We've proved that we can do it. We could get Usain Bolt in the box here. Like, or you know, Rafa Nadal. I just have to talk like this and I hit the tennis ball.
That is the worst Rafael Nadal I've ever in my life, Moose. That is awful.
As the safety car is in this lap, eh?
Alright, the safety car is coming in.
Terrible.
That was so bad, mate.
Yeah, it's your restart, mate. You take it.
Alright, thank you. So Tab does a bit more Tab's got a proper amount of notice this time. In terms of it's not in the middle of the parabolica this time when he gets told he's going to be restarting the race. But he is just slowly advancing the power, and he's just stopped.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
The legality of that is, well, that's questionable. But Dino's still on the back of him. He's going to challenge on the outside of the Retafilio chicane. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's not going to do it. Tab holds on.
Get in there, son.
And that invites Tactical into the fight. Great Bill scrap here at the front. And we've gotten through the first chicane with no dramas. Can we do the second chicane with no dramas as Flourish is going past Blue Dog in the Ferrari? They're getting very close together here. There's a bit of contact. And Blue Dog has to skip across that curve. That might leave him vulnerable to Nat Hammer behind. Who's on the wall?
Absolute. Who's not lost any of his front wing, luckily.
Very, very luckily indeed, mate.
And mate, we're starting to get a little bit of sun just break through here. So could this rain be going away fairly shortly? It looks to be the case.
It's brightening up. I wouldn't call it so. There's a bit more light in the air. Mate, Flourish is on the back of Kiwi here. One thing of note, mate, we know the Inters can do the best part of 22 laps, let's call it.
Well, I did 22 on mine last night, and I would have been happy to take him to the end. So if you can make it work,
so
make it happen.
With the safety cars, they might be able to do it, but shall wait and see if we're going to be on at this. A whole lot of curb.
You're very breaky uppy. I can't hear you properly.
Yeah, that's Mike.
What?
My PlayStation mic, that is.
The PlayStation.
Oh, Roscoe.
All better.
On the move. Trying to move past Nat Hammer, who had that poor qualifying. And say it, Moose, but it seems to have settled down just a little bit.
Yeah, well, absolutely, mate. Absolute and Suicide 5 changing spots a little bit further back. Not sure if Suicide Fire's got a problem, but he doesn't look very rapid at the moment, unfortunately for the lad.
I reckon he's got a bit of side damage or something out of that.
Yeah. Flourish Expire is
hit
about
very
to get
hard.
a very, very nice run on Crazy Kiwi. Although just doesn't quite get the drive he wanted out of the Parabolica, and that's going to just hamper him a little bit down the straight.
It is hard to overtake in these conditions, mate.
Yeah.
No DRS. And you can't really go for cutbacks out of corners because you simply just don't have the traction available that you need to perform the switchback.
Well, that's exactly right,
Most of
mate.
the
And
time.
it's worth mentioning that Crazy Kiwi, I'm not sure if his internet is just lagging a little bit, but the back of his car is looking very, very twitchy indeed. So, not sure if he's just struggling a bit in these conditions.
He's going deep there. Both touched him.
Oh, Flourish just touches him a little bit. That's more than a little bit inappropriate. But he's still not got past him.
He just didn't quite time his run out of the exit, and
Yeah, well, that's it, mate. He arrived on the scene of the overtake before he'd given himself
before
enough
he had the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he had the space to do it. That's the thing with these conditions. You've got to set it up. You can't just arrive full speed. You've got to be ready to make the advantage of the mistake.
Is that you trying to give me some pointers?
I would never.
No, I would hope not.
You're a lost cause, mate.
Truer statement, never been said. Tabs has really started to check out up front now. He's got a 1.6 second advantage over Dino 420 fam, who's got Tactical Genius very, very close behind him for company. So all happening for second and third at the moment.
Yes, it is, mate. Tactical was right up behind Dino, but he lost 6/10 out of that chicane.
Mm. Tell you what, mate, this battle for 7th is very, very
great.
nice. Sorry, battle for 6th is very
Imagine
nice.
if there was
indeed.
DRS.
Yeah.
Imagine if somehow we got DRS in these
Well,
conditions.
mate, it almost looks like it's stopped raining in the middle sector.
Oh, it's still raining on my screen,
Oh,
but I mean, in qualifying, you couldn't see the rain. I could see. So, do you see what I see?
Do you know what I see? Yeah, mate. Through the Ascari chicane, it is not raining at all.
It's raining for me.
Oh, good for you.
Maybe I'd support the EA Weather Deluxe package.
Oh, who's that making a move? It's Flourish Expire, Crazy Kiwi, getting very, very close to one another. Did mention that Crazy Kiwi had just been a little bit twitchy on that rear end, and Flourish Expire is going to have a massive toe at him here.
They're both absolutely juicing the batteries, mate.
Yeah, he's left in the
we saw
racing
contact on this part of the circuit last night.
Oh, little
Good
bit
defense.
of contact there, but very nice defense in all.
Very good
Whoa!
defense as Flourish gets a little bit wayward on the exit. That could open him up to Blue
Flourish
Dog.
is gonna get Blue Dogged, I think. No, he's got enough drive.
He's put that battery to good use there, mate.
Yeah.
Here comes Roscoe stalking the back of the white Haas car.
Yeah.
And as someone was saying in the chat last night, mate, the Colgate car should go well in these conditions, but we've already lost one.
Well, that's right. And they had the Haas, the Colgate Haas cars. They really haven't had it their own way the last two races, and they've coughed up some massive points in the constructors. So they really need some strong results to just solidify themselves at the top there of the constructors standings.
Less than a tenth and a half between Tactical and Dino coming towards the Parabolica. As it was last lap, Tactical couldn't get it done on that occasion. He has got 100% battery, however, mate. So, will this be the lap? Just look at the exit around the Parabolica. That was a beautiful exit. And Dino's coming into the pit lane.
Yeah.
Going for the undercut.
Crazy Kiwi also into the box.
had already pitted, so that's a strange decision there from Crazy Kiwi. Maybe wanting to get out of the train that was very much forming behind his teammate Brad Tay.
Possibly. Yeah, brand new set.
Let's get loose out of turn 1.
Yeah. Oh, Nethammer going to go round the outside of Blue Dog. Gets a little bit onto the grass. Can he outbreak him? You betcha he can. Although Blue Dog fights him back. And unfortunately for Blue Dog, he's going to lose out to Roscoe. I reckon.
That was beautiful from Ross.
And Roscoe going to get a past Blue Dog as well. So Blue Dog losing a couple of positions there in a couple of corners, unfortunately for the lad.
Yeah, I was on board with Roscoe for that entire occasion. That was beautiful from Ross. He set it up perfectly.
Yeah.
Saw Blue Dog gone in deep, and he could get him at the exit of the De La Rosa chicane, and proceeded to do so.
So will Tactical or will Tabbed react to that early pit stop from Dino 420 fam? If it is going to continue to rain, they would have to get in as early as possible, and they are both staying out, mate. M-Stoney's in.
I reckon some of them might go for the no stop, mate, especially those who stopped during one of the safety cars.
But by the same token, mate, Dino 420 fam not lighting up the timing screens.
He wasn't really lighting it up beforehand though. So, someone just died at the first chicane. That is Nick Magoo spinning on the traction, I suspect.
Yeah.
So easy to do in these conditions.
So easy.
Closest battle on circuit, Blue Dog and the Stig coming around the Lesmos. Yet to pit is the top 4, Nanhammer and Blue Dog. Everyone else has made a stop so far in this race.
Yeah.
So Flourish Expire leads the pit stoppers. He did stop early on lap 1. Lap 1? Lap 3.
It might have been during that second safety car.
Yeah, I think so.
But the Stig going to have a nice run here at Blue Dog if he can stay close enough. He's absolutely destroying that ERS. And Blue Dog not using any just yet. Will Blue Dog use some to defend? Out of the Parabolica they come. And a little bit further ahead, it looks like Roscoe's going to have a look at Nathammer. Blue Dog is in the box, mate. So we'll see all of that happening when Blue Dog comes around once again. And Roscoe just a little bit too far back there from Nathammer.
Roscoe not using the ERS on that occasion, Nathammer was. So Roscoe's got about 70% more battery, so he's just being thinking long term is Roscoe.
Yeah. He just looks like he's
hashtag
got
asked easy of tier 2 and tier 3. Sorry, Moose.
You're right.
Hashtag asked easy if tier 2 and tier 3 were both wet. Does this bode well for tier 1? I mean, it has absolutely no effect if tier 1 on the chances of it being wet. You could say that it's ominous that it's going to be wet again. You could also say that we've got the wet weather out of the way for the week. Who knows?
I knows.
What I do know is it is one of the circuits that's more likely to throw up a bit of weather on the game. It's maybe not top 5, but it's floating around the bottom end of the top 5 in terms of weather.
Oh, Roscoe having a massive twitch through the Ascari chicane.
Mr. Mount's praying for rain tomorrow night. That's because you're on a controller, mate, and you get bloody traction hacks. Plus control around here is just shocking.
Yeah. Because Roscoe's into the pits, mate.
Well, there was not much point in him saving that ERS because he's going to put it all back into the battery.
Yeah.
Dino does not look like he's having fun in these conditions.
He looks a little bit off, doesn't he? And he's 22 and make that 23 seconds off the lead now. So these fresh tyres have not worked for him. He's lost another 3 seconds to the leaders.
Yep. So I'm not quite sure if he's going to find any pace later on. He might. Watching Absolute now, who's trying to get back through the field. Spread out phase of the... Mate.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And just, have a stretch, have a zinger. Why not? But the closest battle on track is that of the Stig, Donny, and Absolute. These three gentlemen fighting for what is currently P7 on track.
Yeah, and he's made the stop, mate, so he's not in position.
Yeah.
He's only had another lap, so he'll get in quite comfortably, you'd say. And, well, we don't think it's going to get dry because we've had quite a few people come in for a pit stop, so...
Well,
although it has just gotten a little bit lighter in the last lap or two.
Last night, even after that rain stopped, it took so long for the track to just get to a point where the slicks were marginally a faster tyre, so...
yeah, the sun wasn't out and it just wasn't drying.
Yeah, so theoretically you could probably go to the end on one stopping with the intermediate. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely, and we saw the pain of going a lap or two early on the soft compound. It just doesn't work. So you've just got to be on the right tyre at the right time, as old Martin Brundle would say.
Yeah.
Rise is chat saying tough debut. I feel for you, man. You didn't even make it to this corner. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate there for the lad.
Unfortunate. These things happen, unfortunately, at Monza.
Yeah, absolute.
And you put a wet start. You put a wet start and Monza together. It's a 95% chance of carnage.
In the words of Billy. No, what was the guy that used to do the cricket? He died.
I was going to say Bob Hawke, but that's not right.
No, he's a Prime Minister. Anyway,
yeah, mate.
Carnage. It's absolute carnage. That's where I was going with that.
Oh, Bumble.
Sure.
Yeah.
Donny gets onto the gravel and he's going to lose out to Absolute here in a huge way, as Absolute's going to go round the outside. And does he have the speed? It doesn't look like it, but he is going to have the inside line. And can he outbrake Donny? Will Donny outbrake him? Donny outbrakes him, and contact between the two lads, but they're still giving each other racing room. And I think Donny's held on to this position very, very nicely, and that's some pretty decent defensive work there from OSRL Donny.
Yeah, well, Donny wasn't letting him pass easily, and that's just giving the Stig a little bit of breathing room now. He's had these two breathing down his neck for quite a little while. At the front, Tactical Genius has really closed off. He's within a second again, and coming towards the gap where you start getting that slipstream effect.
Yeah. And it's still raining fairly steadily in the third sector, mate, so... I think we're going to be stuck with these intermediates for the entirety of the race. I agree, mate. Absolute going to have another look at OSRL Donny here. It looks like it. But Donny just with really, really good exit out of the Parabolica there.
Yeah, mate. We've got a question in the chat saying, besides the raindrops, what do you look for as a driver when going into the dry tyres? Well, I'd say, other than the rain stopping and a dry line forming visually, the tyre temperatures are a big indicator.
Donny's done it again. Sorry to cut you off there, mate. Absolute has well and truly got past Donny on that occasion. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're right, mate. Yeah, the tyre temperatures. So if you start getting very warm tyre temperatures, it means it's probably a bit too dry for wets.
Yeah.
And it's time for a change.
It's
because it means you are burning up that intermediate tyre.
Yeah. Also, the braking zone. You'll find it much easier to brake on a drier track, and you'll get a lot more traction coming out of corners. So You'll just notice, especially through the corners, I find that you'll be able to get a lot more speed through the corners in terms of braking and acceleration out of the corner.
Tactical's a bit closer once again, mate. He's found a couple of tenths on that lap. He's very good during the middle of the lap. He just doesn't quite have the straight line speed that Tab has. But
Yellow
now
flag, Sector 1.
Kiwi. It was Kiwi who had a spin down at the Retifilio. But now that you can see he's just being out-dragged. He's just being out-dragged by that man. And that's not going to be for dryers, mate. That is... Is it for a wing change? No, it's just for inters. So
just
he wants new tyres.
I'll tell you what, mate. The gap out front, it was 1.8 seconds at one point, and it's come down. It was just under a second.
Mate, watch in this middle sector. I'm going to stay with Tactical. It'll get down to around half a second. Tactical is very good through these two Lesmos. So he's just found a 10th there. He's good during this part of the circuit, but that means you've got a little bit too much downforce bolted on for the straights.
Yeah.
Tyson, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But there's not really tyre temperature crossover, Kyotonic. Good question. It's more just if it starts basically being in the yellow-orange temperature graphic, that's when you know. And just based on feel as well.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more you get a feel for it.
Yeah. The feel for me is the biggest thing.
You've got to remember though, if it's right at the crossover point, the slicks aren't going to feel particularly great when you put them on as well. They will be faster, but they're probably a bit more sketchy. There
could be a scenario like last night where the crossover happened behind the safety car, and anyone that dove in for the soft compound tyre last night had enough time to do a few pretty decent pace laps behind the safety car and get those tyres right up to temperature. So it's like you said, mate, it's all about having the correct temperature and the optimal temperature in those tyres.
Roscoe, he's just pitted and he's got his inters working now after 4 laps. Goes to a fastest lap. We're on board with Suicide 5 here, who's pushing the back of Donny here.
DRS enabled. That is usually the crossover point for...
That is normally a big indication of the crossover as well, but unlike last night, it took ages when it stopped raining. It's still raining here for me, mate.
Yeah, it is still raining in Sector 2.
And it's saying that it's the DRS enabled, and that normally means the softs are faster. And will we see people coming into the pit lane?
Oh, I don't think anyone can afford not to, especially with DRS being enabled. The track is looking dry. Yes, it's still raining, but look at that track. It hasn't got that little sheen on it anymore.
I don't know if it looks dry, but
Tab stays out. So too does Tactical Genius.
I don't see it being ready. But
Brad Tay in.
Brad Tay's coming in. Brad Tay is coming in.
So too the Stig. Absolute. Looks like he's staying out.
What tyres are they putting on? That's the question. Do I see red tyres? I see red tyres down at Mercedes. He's going for the slicks, Brad Tay. The McLaren crew is as well, and so are the Williams crew.
Oh, I'll tell you what, mate. Dino and Suicide 5. Speaking of still on traction action, and Dino has slipped past Suicide 5 for P4. But mate, if those soft compound tyres are a faster tyre, these two are in big trouble.
One thing of note is there's not that many laps to go as well, mate. You got to remember that. So,
but if the crossover point has happened, those soft compound tyres will be so much quicker. We harken back to myself in France last season, and I was 4-5 seconds a lap quicker than the guys around me that didn't box. So it is huge advantage as one of the McLarens is off.
Nick Magoo.
It is Nick Magoo. Who's
all right, coming around the parabolica come the 2 leaders. Are they tempted by the softs?
Yeah, Tab is out.
Tab balks. Tab tries to tempt his rival coming in. Tactical Genius is having none of it. He's staying out. And he's got the DRS now, which is really going to help him.
Oh, wow. Crazy Kiwi's out, mate.
Yeah, he is. He's retired in the pit lane.
Oh, alright.
Brad Tay is setting the same lap times as Forest Expired. I just don't think they made the right decision.
Oh,
I just don't see that it's enough.
Oh, Flourish with a huge penalty. That is such a big penalty this late in the race.
It's not like it's super dry, Moose. It's like right on the edge.
Yeah.
And when it's right on the edge, you're not going to make up 25 seconds for a pit stop in 5 laps.
Well, that's exactly right. But if you're right and it does stay this way, Dino's in an excellent position. So too M-Stone and 2.5. They're on the freshest intermediates out there. So if you're right and it is not quite ready for those soft compound tyres, these guys are going to be all over it.
Yeah.
And as you were saying, Brad Tay, just in the last couple of corners, has lost half a second. It is not ready for those softs yet, judging by that.
And they might be pace-wise, theoretically a little bit faster, but they're so much more sketchy to drive in these sort of conditions. Tactical had a really bad Sector 3 there. He stayed in the DRS, but lost out on his first real chance at getting past Tabbed. He's got another 3 laps or 3 uses of that DRS down the main straight. And will he be able to do it?
It's got to also be said, are these, especially these 2 guys up front, are they just rolling the dice a little bit with a puncture? We touched on the tyre wear, but mate, judging from racing it last night, the tyre wear is not good enough to get yourself with a no stop. These guys will really be pushing it to the end.
They did have 5 or 6 laps at the start on, that heavy race fuel, mate, under safety car, which is going to help massively in terms of that tyre wear.
Yeah.
I'm seeing 2.5. He's just had a purple sector on the Inters, mate, so it's an interesting situation to be in at the moment.
Yeah.
Those leaders that just got to make sure those tyres are in a good condition.
Yeah, I'm
Genius is still sitting at 100% ERS, mate. He's playing some sort of strategy here. Tab's down at 70. He's down at 80%. So Tab's not exactly spending it as well. So he knows he's going to have to defend at some point from Tactical Genius at this rate.
Yeah. Well, I'm just looking at these lap times from the Stig, and like we said, they're losing time hand over fist, and they're really not having the best time of it on those soft compound tyres. It is definitely intermediate conditions.
Yep, I don't know how we've got the Tactical.
Yeah, he got very twitchy. He nearly lost it.
You got to remember, for these guys, they're on very now, so it's going to be difficult for them as well. They're not exactly on the best of tyres either.
Yeah.
He's got to get back in that DRS because he hasn't got the straight line speed. He really needs to be within half a second coming out of the Parabolica to have any sort of chance with it. But they are on what is definitely now slick intermediates.
Yeah, definitely into slicks out there at the moment, as these guys are on lap 25 of these tyres. And I dare say they'll be starting to push that 55 to 60% wear, which is where it starts to really get interesting in terms of puncture territory. So Suicide 5 and 2.5 changing positions between those two under DRS. So the DRS really, I personally don't think it should be enabled. It is still well and truly raining in Sector 2, so and quite a lot still at the Parabolica. So there's still way too much rain for the DRS to be having any effect here.
Just Michael Massey things, mate.
Yeah.
M-Stone moving past Suicide 5 here on the main straight. Much fresher tyres for M-Stone there. And a good part of 10 laps, so and Williams gets past. And now Suicide 5's going to have another Red Bull coming past him shortly, or coming up to the back of him shortly. But 1.5 tours to go. Can Tactical get it done? He's back in the DRS this lap. As they come through
really pulled a lot of time out of Tabbed.
He's got it. See, Flourish has just gone fastest on the softs now. So they're faster, but they're just fastest. Right, this is Tactical's chance.
Yeah, he's closed right up on the back. They're very, very similar on ERS. But this is definitely his best chance. So, has he pulled...
Tabbed a good exit there from Ascari.
Yeah.
Tactical will have the DRS, but they've both got the same amount of ERS, basically, mate. So, he's not really going to be able to gain through that. So, his best chance is right now.
He made a little bit of a mistake coming into the Parabolica there. He just chucked the nose in a little bit too early, and that's really hurt him. As look at Tab just absolutely run away from him there.
We've seen that a few laps in a row, mate.
Yeah.
Tab, he's driven a brilliant race out in front. Tactical Genius has 5 kilometres to go as he gets wayward once again. As Roscoe getting past Suicide 5, who is just absolutely dropping like a stone now on those very old intermediate tyres.
Yeah, those the slicks. This is where they're quicker now.
Yeah, they've just started to come into it,
and
but
it's too
they're only
little,
a second
too late.
faster now. Yeah, it's far too late now. They've all thrown away a good result. Two 5's going to try and get past Dino here on the final lap. They come through the Lesmos.
Yeah.
A whole lot more grip for 2-5. Dino's not exactly on very old inters himself, but he hasn't looked comfortable in these conditions all night, Moose, I'd say. So, can he bring it home in 4th? We shall see. 2-5, I don't think it's going to be close enough down towards the Irish there.
No, Dino just looks to have enough pace in hand. And speaking of pace in hand, mate, it is going to be Tabbed F1 that is going to come across the line and win at Monza, followed just behind by Tactical Genius. Absolute coming around the Parabolica now. He will finish 3rd. And this is the battle here.
Rest of the line.
Yeah, P4 and P5. Dino just manages to hang on to P4 there. 2-5 in 5th. M-Stone 6th, VSR Roscoe P7, Nat Hammer comes across the line for P8.
Suicide 5's got a puncture.
He does.
He crosses the line with a puncture. 22 laps. Well, there he goes. He got one after 22 laps. The others did 27. It is all a bit of luck.
Yep.
Unlucky for him to pick up that puncture. Tabbed had 90% tyres.
Whoa.
That's what I'm hearing in the chat. 90% tyres. How did they, So, I reckon Suicide 5's got one as he's just crossed the threshold. Tab's gone to 90%.
That's Yuki
It is
Tsunoda.
all luck. It is all luck.
Yeah.
Driver of the day, get your votes in, lads.
90%
as we see the podium.
tyres. Wow.
Tabbed with his 90% slicked immediates, crosses the line and wins. And Tactical was probably in a very similar situation, which is probably why we saw him struggling those last few laps, mate.
Yeah.
It would have been treacherous out them on those. But well done to the top 3. They all drove brilliant races, and they started 1, 2, and 3, or 2, 1, and 3. So
yeah,
they had the pace tonight, and well, they've come home onto the podium, all of them. Very well done to them all. We will have a chat with them as well as Driver of the Day voted by you, the fans at home.
Please only vote once.
I didn't want to say it, mate, but yes, please only vote once.
Yeah.
We work on an honesty system here.
Yeah, it is on a truthfulness system, and if you vote old mate Jim in 400 times, he's going to win by a landslide. So
it's pretty obvious when they do it. They think they're getting away with it. No, mate. We're a little bit smarter down here at the OSRL.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, what, you calling me dumb?
No, I'm calling me dumb.
Oh. Yeah, true that, eh?
Yeah. It's all that zing.
Too much zinging, mate.
Oh, wow, what a race.
That was a brilliant race. Not too much to be desired after that, really.
No, well, that's exactly right. We had a little bit of everything, a little bit of carnage at the start there, a little bit of a replay action from yourself there, mate. And it has been absolute action aplenty. And if what we're hearing in the chat is correct, that these two boys up front have crossed the line with 90% tyres, that is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll hear from them in a moment. We're just waiting on Absolute, mate, to join in for P3. But, well, there wasn't quite the action-packed event that we had for Tier 3, but it was a very good race on its own, mate.
Yeah, well, exactly right. And I still think there was action aplenty out there, and we've been provided with some very good viewing here tonight.
Definitely, we saw a little bit of chaos early on, but...
Chaos? They're still scraping up the bloke's body parts.
The morgue. The morgue is full here in Monza after the last 2 nights. Tier 1's going to have to be careful tomorrow night. There's no more spots. But, yeah, it was a very good race and very well done to the top 3, and we've finally been joined by Absolute. So take it away, Moose, with Absolute P3.
Absolute and absolutely clinical drive there from yourself there tonight, battling away with a few of those guys through the middle of the race. Give it to us in your words, mate.
Yeah, look, after a bit of a rough start, being last...
Yeah, let's call it rough.
Yeah, very, very rough. Look, I had the pace. I couldn't get past Donny. Maybe if I had got past Donny earlier, I would be close. But no, I'm still super happy with my race tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, big shout out to Fury for the engineering.
Yeah, well, you've pegged back a few points in this championship now as well, with Milligains crashing out. So you've done well, and very good result here for you tonight.
No, I'm just happy. Like, I don't really think I've got a chance of being top 2, but I'd just like to finish maybe top 5 and just solidify my slot next season.
Yeah. Well done, mate, again.
Thank you.
And Absolute congratulations on Driver of the Day as well, voted by the fans at home.
Let's go.
How many family members did you put onto the Google poll, mate?
Well, I got plenty of cousins in New Zealand, plenty of cousins in Australia, probably the whole Dutch community. So yeah, I'm on.
The
Lovely.
whole Dutch community, righto, Max.
Well, speaking of Dutch, you had a great race there, but let's not talk about that.
In T1 I did.
No, we don't talk about that.
Alright,
Thank you, mate.
good job, boys.
Thank you.
Tactical Genius P2. You had a great qualifying, took the pole position, unfortunately lost out on the start and just couldn't quite get past in the 27 laps that we saw just then around Monza.
Yeah, really, really happy with my qualifying. Unfortunately, just had a bit of wheel spin off the start, so I lost first place to Tabbed and Dino as well. So just kind of worked my way back, tried to stay patient. I knew I had the pace, but unfortunately there in the last kind of 8 to 10 laps, the tyres were just feeling really rough, so I wasn't very confident pushing around the corners, and I knew I kind of had to stick it out to the end. So I'm just reserving, so I didn't really want to, try and take Tabbed and take him out because I know he's got a championship to fight for. So pretty happy just to kind of conserve the tyres and stick to second, which I'm really happy about.
What were those tyres looking at towards the end there?
That was my question.
Were they very, very high there in the percentages?
I think my rear left was 88 and my front left was 84, so very, very, very nervous. I think if we didn't have those safety cars at the start, I don't think I would have made it.
Well, yeah, you were into that puncture territory there, so you were risking it, but luckily for you, you didn't get one. Suicide 5 got one, and he actually pitted under the second
no.
safety car, and he only did 22 laps. So
Wow. Okay.
luckily, that's how the crookie crumbles, mate. He got that puncture on the in sector 2 of the last lap. So
Jeez.
lucky for you, unlucky for him.
Yeah.
But another podium, another second place for you. I think that's only your second appearance, your second podium of the season. So
Yeah.
well done to you.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you a little bit more for
Cheers.
the remaining, 11 rounds of the championship of the season, and maybe for season 3, maybe in a full-time capacity.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Lovely, mate. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, boys.
Tab, mate, my boy, P1, brilliant.
Was nerve-wracking. Like, second part of the race, and tactically we were just, and then we were contemplating boxing for the box, but
Be glad you didn't.
yeah. So I still saw it was raining a little bit. So I thought it was gonna be wait for the box, but yeah, we just held on. The snow last month. Somehow, it was pretty lucky.
Fortune was on your side with the punctures, mate, but other than that, you drove brilliantly out there in front, took the lead at the start. I'm not sure if you've seen the chaos that ensued behind you.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was that was a bit chaotic, but that's the importance of qualifying at the front, especially at Monza. Anything can happen at a wet race start, going down towards the first corner.
I couldn't get it lap yeah. Yeah, and our last run for 3, I thought I was going to run out of fuel, but somehow it stayed on. Had a low fuel mode. But I guess left by tonight.
Yes, it will. And with Milligane's not scoring, that moves you another 30 points closer to him. So that will put you within, I think, about 80 points. And you're on the charge. That's 3 wins in the last 4 races. So
Well, mate,
I'm not
with,
going to say
sorry
I'm
to
going to
cut
say
you
you're
off
a
there,
dark
mate.
horse for the championship. I'm going to put the pressure on you now, mate.
With Kraken not racing either tonight, he's moved clear into second. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah, well, Fury crashed on lap 1, so he's going to move up into second, into that captain spot.
yeah,
So, mate, you've been flying in the last 4 weeks, and hopefully you can continue that into the last 10 or 11 races of the season. So, well done to you, Tab. Great drive again tonight, and we'll see you again next week for Russia.
Yeah, alright, see you boys.
Beautiful, mate. Well, Moose,
yes,
a
sir.
beautiful drive there from Tabbed, as well as Tactical Genius. They dominated that race, and somehow they got those tyres to the end.
Yeah,
Whether it was their managing or whether it was the gods on their side, we'll never know. But congratulations to them, and congratulations to all of them who finished what was a chaotic race, especially at the start.
absolutely.
But we'll be back. We're back tomorrow night, mate, for T1 here at Monza. You
Yeah,
won't be
absolutely.
commentating. I won't be
And,
commentating. I'll be
I-
racing though. So
I won't be commentating, and I won't be racing. I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll be tuned in, I think, and
is
playing
there
a bit
anything
of.
better on a Thursday night than watching OSRL T1?
Well, if there is, I don't know about it. So, but yeah, I'll be tuned in, and hopefully you can bring home some chockies tomorrow night, mate.
Put the chockies in the fridge, mate. That's the aim tomorrow night.
That's it.
So
Well,
thank you
yeah.
everyone for viewing tonight. We do appreciate it, and until we see you next time here at the OSRL, stay safe out there.
Ta-da.
Bing bang bong, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah. How cool is it that we got better bloke in?
Oh fuck it, he's a sick cunt, mate.
We
I'm not
can't
going to
rate
chat
him
you,
tonight.
but I'm going to go jump into a call with him. So
Oh, are
yeah.
you?
Yep. I joined the esports team that he's part of for Assetto Corsa.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not. We're doing a 12-hour race at Silverstone in December.
Bro.
He's not in my team, but he's in like one of the teams.
Hmm.
We have 5 teams for the event, so it's pretty fucking sick, bruh.
Hmm.
Alright, hectic cuz, I'll see you.
Alright, mate. Hold on. Hey, we'll see. Monthly PlayStation Plus games. Look shit ass.